I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older.
He
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
To go to the 12th round, that's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve.
He like me. He's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he's not that big.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started hitting me like, all right, man, maybe he on to something. You know, and then I started sizing him up, and I'm like, all right, well, Canelo 5'7". You know, my arm's longer.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez had a heated altercation at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, the newly announced host city for their upcoming fight on September 13th. The pair were scheduled to appear at a press conference near the fight venue, but tensions flared when they encountered each other at the airport. The confrontation escalated quickly, as both teams engaged in a loud shouting match, calling out their respective fighters' names and moving aggressively toward one another. Crawford and Canelo intervened, trying to separate their teams and de-escalate the situation. In the process, the two fighters nearly came to blows themselves, but ultimately managed to pull away and continue on to the press event.
He's been ready. What's he been ready? I've been ready. What you talking about? You know the real deal. You know the real deal. Don't try to know the real deal.
Somebody smack the shit out of your dumb ass. Shut up. Shut up.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
At the press conference, the former undisputed welterweight champion from Omaha, Nebraska, sounded confident and assertive, boldly predicting victory. Definitely, I'm going to beat him. Crawford stated, "I've always said this about the guys who fight. Him, they're scared. But I'm going to do my job and get the win. He's a great fighter, and I respect him. But he hasn't faced anything like what I'm bringing to the ring. I'm coming in with the mentality to win, and I will. He may be bigger, but he's not better."
Great show, you know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win, and then we think. Yeah, do it.
Crawford's statement was more than just confidence. It struck a nerve with Canelo Alvarez, who clearly took offense. Before the interviewer could direct a question to him, Canelo interrupted and fired back at Crawford. "Why would you say you're better than me? Which fighters have you beaten? What's your record like? What have you done that I haven't already done? You're not better than GGG or any of the guys I've defeated." Canelo snapped.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody else.
Canelo went on sarcastically referencing Jermell Charlo, whom he had defeated after Charlo moved up weight classes. "You'll do nothing more than what Charlo did, and I'll treat you both the same way. I'll teach you boxing and show you why wait. Classes exist. My hands will be the last hands to send you into retirement," Canelo declared before the fighters proceeded to their face-off. This moment marked a stark contrast from their previous interactions, which had been characterized by mutual respect. With the fight officially announced, tensions have clearly escalated between them.
For fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo, so no make sense when you guys say that. right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit.
The confrontation generated massive buzz among boxing fans who are eagerly anticipating this epic clash between two future Hall of Famers. One fan commented, "I can't wait for this match. It finally feels like boxing is rewarding us after months." Of mediocrity, the bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, scheduled for September 13th in Las Vegas, is being hailed as one of the most iconic matchups in modern boxing history. Both fighters enter the ring as undisputed champions in their respective divisions.
It's Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
Other than the size difference and having to put on some weight, what challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
I don't know. I just think, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys.
Canelo reigns in the super middleweight division, while Crawford has dominated at welterweight. For this fight, the American will move up 2 full weight classes, a decision he has taken after careful analysis of his opponent. Crawford closely studied Canelo's recent unanimous decision victory over Cuban fighter William Skull in Saudi Arabia. "I don't think Canelo has declined," Crawford told FightHub TV. It was more about the style he faced. He pointed to Skull's defensive and mobile approach as an effective strategy that limited Canelo's offensive output over 12 rounds in Riyadh.
A great performance tonight.
Oh, I feel great. I win. I have to put a great show, but to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William Scott?
Yeah, a little bit. But
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him.
Of the 152 punches Canelo threw, only 56 landed, and while 40 of those were to the body, a knockout never seemed imminent. Skull moved a lot and neutralized Canelo's power well, Crawford noted, although he also expressed disappointment that Skull didn't maintain that pace for the entire fight. Crawford has hinted that his own strategy will not focus on chasing a knockout, but rather on tactically outmaneuvering Canelo using speed and constant movement. His ability to switch stances, adapt to different styles, and disrupt his opponents makes him a formidable threat.
You just come to you can not win a fighting like that, and he say, "I'm sorry, it's my first time, and I just tried to put a good fight, and I'm so sorry." That's fine.
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. Because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put.
Want this fight now?
Well, I've been wanting to fight. I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both coming in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So
the American believes that with discipline, lateral movement, and active defense, he can neutralize Canelo's power. After the fight in Saudi Arabia, Crawford entered the ring and had his first face-to-face with Canelo, officially launching the promotional campaign for their fight. That moment sparked even more excitement among fans and signaled that Crawford's preparation is as much mental as it is physical. "I'm seeing the holes in his game and I know how to attack him," said Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre. Despite Canelo being the betting favorite, Crawford is anything but an ordinary opponent.
Oh, every time I see him, he'll come and be like, "Canelo."
Yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
Every time, I'll be like, "Man, come on, man."
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like, okay. And he's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I was just like, all right. And I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started.
Crawford is a two-division undisputed champion, an extraordinary accomplishment in boxing history, and now seeks a third by taking on one of the sport's biggest names. For both fighters, this bout is not just about victory, but about legacy. In an interview with Sway's Universe, Canelo expressed willingness to take the fight. I'm in, why not? He said, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. I don't really like fighting guys like Crawford. He moves too much, and the fight won't be that exciting. But I saw his last fight, he doesn't move as much anymore. So if the money's right, I'm in. There are weight classes for a reason.
I feel sorry for him. Sorry for him, but he's boxing. He's boxing, and you know, things happen.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, of course. It was the fight.
He was a good dancer.
Yeah.
Would you rather see him fight Gus Haney again or Rowley again?
This marks a shift in Canelo's stance, as he had previously been reluctant to face Crawford due to the lack of recognition he would get for beating a smaller opponent. Meanwhile, Crawford has remained persistent in pursuing the match, fully aware of the size disadvantage he faces. Nevertheless, he is confident in his ability to rise to the challenge and impose his own boxing style. Some analysts remain skeptical of Crawford's ability to perform effectively at super middleweight, especially given his most recent fight of points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight that didn't showcase the dominance many expected.
Cuando vine a pelear a Madison y voy a volver a venir.
Canelo, I'm sure you saw the fight with Crawford and Madrimov, and you heard Turki Al-Sheikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look,
Despite such concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The combination of power, speed, skill, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for an unforgettable spectacle. Veteran trainer and boxing analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts with Ring magazine, suggesting he's leaning toward Crawford to pull off an upset against the naturally bigger Canelo.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was going to beat Smith. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
This fight will be massive.
And you mentioned Floyd. Obviously, Floyd and Manny, a lot of people thought happened way after it should have happened. You guys are both in your prime right now. You guys are both two of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now.
Definitely. And that's what I've been saying, you know. You got two guys, top 3.
One of the oldest questions in boxing history is this, Atlas said: who wins between a really good big man and a really good little man? He added, people say Canelo is too big. And as good as Crawford is, he moved up to fight Madrimov and struggled. A bit he won, but it was more competitive than expected. But we didn't realize how good Madrimov actually was. He only had 10 pro fights, but 300 amateur ones. He's a solid, skilled fighter.
Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo.
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah. He's the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people...
Crawford's timing is on another level, Atlas continued. He sees things others don't. It's not just about speed, it's about timing and calmness. He reads your smallest moves, just a twitch and he'll catch you. That's what makes him special.
Timing is at a different level, just a whole different, dimension than anybody else. He sees things that other people don't see. So it's not just that he's quick and he's faster, but his timing is better because he's so calm that he sees something and he's just going to catch you. Just a twitch of your muscle, whatever it is, where you're just starting to...
We've started to knock Crawford because our expectations were too high, and that's unfair. He won. He adjusted, changed gears, and got the job done against a high-level opponent. People say Canelo's too big, that Crawford struggled against a 154-pounder. And now he's going to 168. But history shows us that great smaller fighters can beat great bigger ones. It's all about reversing who truly holds the advantage.
And to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient,